Hello, what's up, everybody? It's your girl Ruby Doll, aka Rue the Gypsy in the building. I hope you can hear me okay. Welcome to this amazing kickoff. It's the jump off of our After Our Dark series with knowledge and relationship. I just want to shout out a couple of people real quick. I want to shout out myself, first of all, because I love myself very deeply. I think, and I don't mean that lightly either. I think it took a while to get to a certain place where I could say that. I want to also thank my family, my children. One of my children, you might hear in the background, don't mind him. He's just doing his thing. He's having trouble sleeping and stuff. But hey, motherhood, sex, marijuana in the building. Speaking of which, Kai Storm in a bit. Kai Storm, my other half of Motherhood, Sex, Marijuana, and my partner in crime. Shout out to M3 family as well as Mr. Best. I want to thank you all for this collaboration. I got my blunt rolled. I'm ready to get into some shit with y'all. I'm actually ready, waiting for my oos to get up. She's supposed to come through here and talk a little bit. And so we're going to just take a moment to just be still, breathe, do what you got to do. This is a disclaimer that I'm not an expert on sexual things, but I am an expert on myself. And I know what I like, and I know what I'm capable of, and I know my power. And as somebody who does enjoy, I would say, the benefits of a vibrant sexual energy, I also am finding great ways to apply it. And so I do want to talk a little bit more about that. And so hopefully we get some participation tonight by anybody who is open-minded and ready to chop some shit up. So let's get it. If you're joining us in the chat, or going to join us on the panel, feel free. Do get those likes up. Do share this information with a friend, and do subscribe to everybody's channel. All the rock stars that be coming through.
Well, I guess in the meantime, while we wait for people to hop on board, because this is like K&R After Dark. So shouts to Ruby Doll for being the host. I'm gonna just come up for like a little bit while I'm still, modding and managing things. But let's start off with this, right? We know like it's weird, right? Because like the nature, right, when it comes to sex, right, for both for the man, for the woman, or or man and man and woman woman, right? Or however you want to call it based on the pronouns. But I noticed that when it comes to like having like these type of topics, people really treat it like a taboo. And I think one of like the first opening questions that we should ask ourselves or ask the people in the audience or for the people who will later on catch the replay, why is the topic of sex in an educational type of manner is always considered to be a taboo? Could it be, i.e., religion? Could it be just, worldly standards? But I have no answers to that, to like why people treat it as like a taboo. When really you have animals like that freely like, express themselves, they freely mate, is wild as out in the open. But when it comes to topics like, about humans, it's like unfortunately like it's seem like it's just forbidden to have that type of conversation, or you just looked at like as a weirdo. What you think,
Hmm.
Will?
Well, I think the question why is very crucial.
Mm-hmm.
And there's multiple reasons why. But what I
Yeah.
can tell you is I think I alluded to it earlier that utilizing the sexual nature within myself has helped me quite a bit in terms of manifesting, in terms of self confidence, in terms of even the power of discernment, is tied into all of that for me. Right. And
Okay.
it could be the same for other people too. But what I mean to say that is that if some entity, let's just say this mysterious entity that wishes to place control over human beings like yourself, myself, and our
Mm-hmm.
communities, then they would take us away from that which is belongs to us anyway, which is our own identities, right? Which is
Mm-hmm.
coupled, but and then a lot of times what's instilled in that is the shame, right? For whatever reason, people feel shame, um, do or shame to say certain things, shame to think certain things, and then you've got to ask yourself, well, why? Why do you feel shame? If it's a fantasy that somebody might have in their mind, it's like, well, are you hurting anybody? Are you destroying anybody? Is it a is it between adults? Things like that. And if it
Mm-hmm.
is, and if it checks off to where, and then again, I was even studying the topic of moral congruency, which is how do in the effect of like how one grows up, with all these values and these, let's just say, these opinions, for lack of a better word, right? We have all these
Yeah.
opinions that we grow up with where it's like law. Some of the opinions are law. You cannot do this, you cannot. And then I think that what we've done as a society is we've put in divine powers in that, where it really freaks people out to explore themselves because they feel like they're doing a disservice to deity, or they're shaming their family, or whatever. And
Mm-hmm.
so I have actually felt those feelings before. When it came to my own thoughts, when it came to masturbation, when it came to fluidity in my sexuality, when it came to just getting aroused at things that I didn't think I was supposed to get aroused at, and having I would say, having the clarity within to be like, you no, I like that. I like certain things. And there's certain things that I will allow myself, or these things I'm going to allow myself to experience, especially when I feel safe, you know? And so
Mm-hmm.
there's so many ways that we can go into this. Excuse me. I wanted to also note that I'm a 40-year-old woman. And although I'm still very young, of course, you can't help but notice that there are definite changes going on in our bodies. You can
Okay.
deny it. As much as you want to like work out and eat healthy, your body is changing constantly, in fact. And so it's like, as a woman that's enjoying um, this era where you don't you actually know what you don't want. I know what I don't want it right now. I could say that.
You
I
know
know
what you
what I
know.
like. Right. I know what I love in terms of
Mm-hmm.
sexuality.
Mm-hmm.
I feel free in expressing that when appropriate. And I also have a passion for helping others to do the same thing. So, what do I mean by that, right? In fact, one of my objectives of today's session, of this particular session, excuse me, is
Mm-hmm.
that somebody, whoever's watching or listening to this, can go away with a better understanding of what arouses them as an individual and finds comfort in knowing that that's okay as long as no one's getting hurt.
Okay, okay.
Hmm.
My question is that at one point, what was like your epiphany that that made you realize that you know what, it's okay for you as a woman, right? To really be expressive. Because I'm for sure, like again, going back to the taboo situation, I'm for sure probably at first, like when there's multiple people that's telling you that was wrong, eventually we're gonna believe that. But there's gonna be a point where we're gonna realize that things that we was told that was wrong feels right to us, and we feel liberated when we're able to express that.
I don't think it was like one turning point.
Mm-hmm.
As I reflect back on it, it's like,
Mm-hmm.
excuse me, it was more like um, certain events after events, like turning
Mm-hmm.
point of events.
Mm-hmm.
So, like for instance, getting in trouble because one of my parents found that I was masturbating, because both of them caught me at different occasions, and every time I got caught, I got um I got disciplined. Let's just say that.
Yeah.
And so that alone scared the shit out of me. Not to mention just the narrative that was going around on. I'm just gonna keep it at that. Just being raised a certain way with a certain mindset,
Mm-hmm.
and then also, one second, I'll be right back.
Yeah, no problem. In the meantime, I'm gonna just entertain like the people who are watching. You know, welcome to Knowledge Relationships After Dark, with your host Ruby Doll. She's definitely like holding it down. So salutes to her. Um, this is a topic where I feel like okay, for like the grown, the mature people to actually get into these type of topics. Again, I understand most people will again feel uncomfortable whenever you're talking about like the human body, certain pleasures. Um, I understand that people follow certain religions like very heavily and hardcore, and I understand too like social media puts a taboo on certain discussions, and they're the ones that's in control whether they want to monetize this or not. But you have other like content creators. I can never pronounce this woman's name. I think her name is Shannon something. Um, but she's a person that occasionally like I scroll down on my IG. I hear her talk about like various topics about sex, and I think she definitely has like a YouTube platform, which surprisingly, I'm surprised that YouTube like like still monetizes like her channel, which is still a great thing. But again, everything seems like it's always taboo when it comes to social media, when it comes to certain topics, or when it comes to something that you're trying to get in depth with, and get deep. And I think like I'm not saying to copy your style, but to like kind of like take a page from that and understand that. Look, man, you got content creators, you know, that love to talk about the things that they're really into, and they don't care about like what other people think, how people are going to view them as. They're going to really get down to the nitty gritty because I think these type of discussions are definitely educational, and I think people need to learn about their bodies and stuff. Salute to Mr.
Absolutely.
Best.
Hey, what's up, Mr. Best? What's up? It's yeah, family. And so on that, what we're discussing too about the turning point, the turning of events, is
Mm-hmm.
that I started noticing also in while still in a very conservative atmosphere that
Mm-hmm.
I was attracted to women. You know, I was fighting that very hard,
Mm-hmm.
and so I think that was part of it. And then I would say when I started exploring sexually,
Mm-hmm.
I had certain partners that really helped me open up myself to myself,
Mm-hmm.
where I would like be afraid to like. I think, and of course, it could be stemmed of insecurity, but I just thought everybody had sex with the lights off. Like you had sex and the lights off. You had to make sure you're like both showered. You both get under there. You know what I'm saying? And then you know what I'm saying? Like there was just like certain things that I was so clueless when it came to sex. And not just that, it's just like relationships and adding to that. And plus, um, um, I would say alert. What do you say when trauma alert, trigger warning?
Yeah.
There was also some issues with regards to molestation and sexuality, with regards to, you know what I'm saying, non-consensual things. And that
Mm-hmm.
really it could really deepen your wounds and so much more. It could really when, and if you have like already insecurities within yourself, it can just deepen that. And so that's why if you ever need counseling, if you ever need therapy to talk about some really deep-seated shit, you really should do that. And then trust yourself to heal from those things, because you I feel like we take it upon ourselves,
Mm-hmm.
whatever happens to us sometimes, to be like, oh, I've got to deal with this and I've got to carry and harbor it, when it's like, no, you fucking don't, and it doesn't belong to you.
Yeah.
And
Well,
so
mhm.
thank you, good question.
No, no, it's all good. Like like I said, I'm just here like to like provide questions like for the viewers. Thank you. Oh, it's hot. Thank you, dear. Oh yeah, it's very hot. But what I was gonna ask. So like, okay, when there's like traumas. Oh, Miss Empty said hi. You couldn't see her,
What's
but
up, Mrs. M3? What's
but
up,
when
Queen?
when people are having those type of traumas, right? Based off of like horrible sexual experiences, especially during the acts where maybe your first time, a person's first time losing their virginity was taken away, like stripped away from them. You know what I mean? Are there like like therapists that specialize on those specific topics, like a sex therapist? You know what I mean? Like, okay,
Yeah, absolutely. There are
mm-hmm.
definitely some licensed sex therapists.
Yeah,
It was a profession that I thought about going into, but
mm-hmm.
I felt like I could make a difference in another way. And so one of the
Yeah.
reasons why I'm so open and blatant about I would say certain things is
Mm-hmm.
because I truly feel like this is something everybody's thought about. Whether I've thought about it, whether your homegirl or your mama has thought about it, nothing is new under the sun. And so, and also it's like what's really important, I don't think we talk about enough, is womb care health and prostate health.
Mm.
You know, some people, I I've I've read somewhere studies show that some people have not are aren't very comfortable with looking at their genitalia. Okay, and so I know that in a world where people are sending dick pics and that sort of things left and right, it seems like boggling to you, but there are some people that are probably terrified of their own anatomy for whatever reason. And so to that, I would say just look at it and just explore yourself because um I mean, you should for so many reasons. There's even studies that show that
Mm.
the more times that you're naked, the better. You know, sleeping in the nude is actually really healthy for you. And some people are just they're so deathly afraid of that, and I don't understand why, but it's not for me to understand why. It's just for me to share my point of view.
Yeah, no, no, no. I agree with you. I get it because, but again, it's always going to be because of fear, judgment, and being conditioned. So once those three things like kind of like apply into your life, something that was meant to be pleasurable, to project a certain release into like like your nerve systems and get you relaxed, is always going to still get you riled up. I think for like I'll say this for imagine like first time married couples, right? um Between that specific man, that specific woman, and let's say throughout the whole entire years, you know because you probably grew up like because they probably grew up in a religious household, and they try to follow the rules, and they pretty much fought back all their urges that kept, or so-called temptations that kept coming along the way. And now it's like, okay, you finally met like the person that you're in love with, and this is like your first time, pretty much like giving it up to each other, like pretty much popping a cherry. But I think for those people, like they will feel weird. Now I don't know. I can't really say that for myself, but for my speculation for other people, I can only imagine how awkward it would probably be to now kind of get into like that type of mode, with you and that one person. You know what I mean?
It sounds
Or
terrifying.
yeah, because
And
oh, I'm sorry. Go ahead. Go ahead.
it's like buying a property, right?
Mm-hmm.
You buy this property. This is just, hey, attack me if you must, but this is how I see it. It's like buying this property that you have not explored the insulation, the plumbing. You do not know what you're getting into in a sense. You know what I'm saying? And hey, I'm not going to argue with anybody as to why the certain, I would say, things were tainted to where the people did not have control over their own bodies and their own sexuality. But what I will say is that as I dive into what's more natural for me, not trying to please anybody, I'm I'm finding that I'm a lot more comfortable here. So I think that no one knows all the answers. Even if somebody went to school and studied 12 years about sexual therapy, they're not going to know all the fucking answers. And sometimes people confuse intellectualism for direct experience to something. So you could be an expert and you could talk about the anatomy, you could talk about the ins and outs and the psychological effects and the endorphins release and the specific hormones and everything, right? You could do all of that. But unless you know what it feels like to bust that nut, you can't you can't really understand a couple, you're not going to understand a certain level of conversation, because if you're not even climaxing, baby, then there's a reason. So sex to me isn't good enough. Sometimes I do look for that climax, I do expect the climax, and without it, I just, like, let's say a partner and I were getting it on. Let's say I didn't climax, and I wouldn't be mad at that person, I have had instances where I did blame another person, but it's like at the end of the day, your orgasms are your business. I mean, are your responsibility, baby, whether or not you're attached to anybody or not. And so I have a question for you as well.
Okay.
With regards to prostate health, what would be your I guess your advice to somebody who had never seen a urologist or never discussed with healthcare professionals about anywhere about their lower regions of their body?
I'm just going to say like if they never like really like saw like any like medical checkups for that, I'm like, look, man, like you need to do so like soon as possible, ASAP. Like it's like this. Imagine like okay, like women with like breast cancer, or you go into the clinic because you want to make sure you're trying to prevent something from happening. That's the same thing. I mean, you're gonna have that doctor that's gonna have to follow your testicles to make sure that there's no lumps, there's nothing that's going on. There's like no like weird stuff, like what I mean, like inside, like your testicles and all that. And I think like it's important, right, for men to, I like I said, for the ones who don't really take their health seriously, like it's important to like get those things like checked out, because you want to make sure that that you're in good standings, that everything down below is working, because you want to have a good healthy junk. I'm going to just be like straightforward. Um, and for the ones like who, let's just say, for an example, who have not really took the opportunity or really like made the effort to like get tested, I'm like, man, like what are you waiting for? What are you afraid of? I just think it would be foolish, in my opinion, for people who don't really take their health seriously, because anything could happen. So my advice is, man, look, man, go get yourself checked out. Salute to 100 watts, the man that loves those that love him. 100 watts. Oh, matter of fact, let me pin
Hello,
the
what's
link.
up, Mr. 100 Watts? What's up
I,
with
for-
it?
I forgot to post a link, man, on these live streams. So look, man, if y'all wanna like come up,
Yeah,
hey,
let's
feel
build.
free
Let's
to.
talk about something. We grown.
Hmm.
And so it's like it's a whole there's so many topics, but I think that's the most important that I wanted to touch on with regards to our sexuality and our health.
Hmm.
Um, man, I never cared about health so much until I would say after the age of 37. I started
Okay.
really, really paying attention to the fact that I am not immortal.
Hmm.
And as strong as I am, I've seen many of my, even my folks, man, my OGs, strong as an ox. And next time, you're being cared for, which is it's the beauty of life. But, and even with the passing, passing of, people, just um just that, I think that reminder that we have, that time is like
Yeah.
fleeting. And so I think, welcome, Mr. Watts. What's up? Thank you for coming on board.
Thank you for coming, Watts.
What's happening, party people? How are y'all doing this evening?
Man, we
Oh
blessed, man.
man, chilling, amazing. And I ain't even lying about that. How are you doing?
I'm doing all right. Y'all talking about something that's ooh, especially in the black community. Ooh.
Yeah, we know it's
Hey,
definitely
and in the
not,
Samoan community, it's very ooh.
we definitely know it's not YouTube friendly, but hey, man, it's whatever. Sometimes, man, I don't mind like being demonetized, man, like on certain videos, as long as the message like get across the board.
Yeah,
But
and so we're just talking. We're just touching on some points that are important to us in terms of our sexual journey, right? You have to consider the health aspect of it. You have to consider, we haven't even touched on spiritual matters of it. And then you have to consider your self. We talked a little bit about moral congruency and how sometimes people make it difficult for themselves because they're just tied to like these notions of mere opinions at the end of the day, because who says what, you know what I mean? And so I think diving into my own sexuality, I mean, ironic as it seems, has helped me in my spirituality so much. And so I guess my question for you, for the both of you guys, is like, have you ever had an experience where you were like, you felt like you needed to get out of somewhere? Because I'm sorry, go ahead.
I'm sorry, Rule. I don't mean to interrupt, but 1 second. We do have a guest that's up, but it starts with, well, the person have a role, so I need to make sure and verify this person's like legit. So let me make sure I just post like the little banner up here real quick.
Okay.
The person that goes by Jay with a rose. Who's this?
Oh, that's true. That's Queen J. She's one of my esteemed guests.
Oh, okay. Lady J, right?
Lady J.
Okay.
Come
Let's
through
see.
with it, Queen.
I don't hear. Hold on. Let's see what she's saying. I see a wave, but I don't really hear any audio from her though. Lady J, if you could say something just real quick, I just want to make sure that's really you.
Can you hear me?
Yeah,
Yes.
that's her.
Okay. Yeah, that's definitely you. All right, salute. I just want to make sure that you're not an intruder, but
Or that you
salute.
gonna flash a dick, because sometimes when see the reason what happens is sometimes people will flash something that will, I guess it messes up for the monetization because they're trying to do whatever. So that's why he has to verify. Queen, what's up with it? Welcome.
Hey.
Yeah, thank you for coming on. Like this is
Yes.
gonna be a good topic. So, like I said, periodically I'm gonna ask like just a bunch of random questions. You know what I mean? Um, one of the questions that I had something in mind, but I kind of forgot. But I'm going to just ask a different question. Okay. And my question is that, well, this kind of like based off like this YouTuber that I was talking about, and one of the conversations was about like, it was kind of like not oral hygiene. It was about like genitalian hygiene, right? So
Mm-hmm.
basically, like in other words, as a woman or as a man or whatever, like pretty much. I'm gonna start with the woman part, right? And you could feel free to answer it for yourselves, but basically her question was like, have there ever been a moment of time that your pH balance was definitely off as a woman? You know what I mean? And if so, like, what caused that to basically have your vagina ever stink? And what caused it to stink? You know what I mean? Like, I'm just gonna go
I'm
a little
gonna,
bit there.
I'm gonna go first.
Ooh-wee.
I'm gonna go first
Ooh-wee,
on this one,
ooh-wee.
okay? Nah, because I
I
saw
think
that video.
I think every woman
Oh,
has had their moments, because life
girl.
happens. There's times where you just can't shower that day. You know what I mean?
And even
But
no, seriously, but even
Mhm.
if you shower,
yeah,
it's a
I think it's
bodily
healthy. But as long as it's not like, you
function.
know what I mean, like if you have a bad habit of doing so. But I think every woman has their moment, especially if you're a mom.
I
Okay.
watched that video that he was talking about, particularly, and I really appreciate it. Long story short, the lady was saying that there's not this like magical pussy out there that doesn't smell, that has no scent. You know what I'm saying? And the more that we can be real about that aspect, the less people are, I guess, and realistic about things.
I would
It's
agree.
what's that?
Can I ask a
I would
question based
I
on
would
this?
agree, because there's what you call it. There's a woman's essence in her. genitals, that's meant for a reason. Some stronger than others, but yeah, I don't know. I think, yeah, there we go.
And yes, food affects it.
Food
Yes,
definitely affects it.
and other things too, like other genitalia is gonna affect it. I noticed. I just have
Yeah.
a quick story before we give some time to Mr. Watts.
Mhm.
That I had noticed that after I was sleeping with a particular person, I was not liking what I smelled down there, and I realized that his our it was throwing me off. The pH, was throwing my pH
See,
off.
that's a good one to talk about though, because not all men and women are a matchup like chemically with their bodies. You know what I mean? You can dig some guy, but like one guy, like it can make your pH balance. One guy can throw it off for you, but another guy can. You know what I mean? It's different.
Could
Mhm.
make you smell like apple cider.
No,
Hello,
really.
Mr. Watts.
Yeah, but some guys make you. It's just like your. It just doesn't go together. You can
Right,
tell
right.
by the after smell.
I'm just curious from the ladies that are here. Whenever you're interacting with a man that you actually like, and we're talking about like early pre-intercourse, right? When you're interacting with a guy, does
Mhm.
it make you uncomfortable if he's curious about, like, if he's asking questions about like your pH, your physical health, if he's asking questions about that, does that make you uncomfortable if a man is asking you those questions?
No,
No.
especially if we connect. You know, it would actually be kind of enlightening. Like, that's a good question to ask. It wouldn't be uncomfortable, especially if you're connecting with someone.
And plus,
So
like
true, Canary.
maturity. Like if you're a mature person and you're not defensive, then you might be open to conversations like that. That's a very natural conversation.
So of course it wouldn't be phrased this way, but in layman's terms, if you were on a date with a guy, and we can name it whatever date anyone's comfortable with, the first date, the second date, the third date, whatever, I don't care, whatever you're comfortable with. But if you're on a
Mhm.
date with a guy and he in layman's term asks, has your box ever stank? Like that's a conversation that you're willing to entertain.
If he hasn't like established anything or any kind of connection, say if it's the first date, you just come out the box with that. For women that's a little rude. So but like say if we're having a conversation, the conversation is actually flowing, and we're conversing that way. That's easier to answer. You know what I mean? That'd be not so weird, I guess. But first date
Hmm.
definitely odd. But I think it's the way you say it. You need to just come straight out and say it, and you haven't like really established like a connection. That would get more of a weird
Let's
answer.
yeah. You know what? I like that question, Watts, because I didn't really like, kind of like think about that. But let's try like dive a little deeper into that, right? Like the etiquette of how to kind of ease that question onto it, right? Because let's just be honest, a lot of guys will be thinking about that, right? To probably like ask like certain questions about like a woman's body and her box and all that. But most of us going to be afraid to approach to even have those type of conversations because we're always going to try to put on like our best face first. You know what I mean? So whether it be like the dating courtship, unless like you guys like really really have that strong bond, or maybe after the first two, the second three hits, you know what I mean? That which I'm talking about, like if you already hit it from the back and the front and the side to side or whatever, right? Yeah, you'll pretty much be comfortable enough to ask those questions.
I do
But
want to say, if
mhm,
you connect with a woman, right,
yeah,
especially your language of communication just flows together, you can ask her anything. It's how you say it.
I
okay.
agree.
So I need examples of how a man should say it because
Well, instead
I
of
hear that a
saying,
lot.
like, say if
Mhm.
we just meet, right, and you're curious about it, if we haven't established a connection or anything, and you just come out, just out of left field and say, has your, thing ever stank? That's off-putting. But say we chilling and we connect and our conversation's cool, and just ask me like, I'm curious, has your, ever stank? But like, You know what I mean? If we have that flow and connection, it's your approach, your tone, all of it.
All right,
You know?
what? Okay, watch. Like, how will you normally will approach if you was in that situation where you was curious? How will you start off and how will you finish it?
I mean, to be honest with you, I think that being upfront and just having a candid conversation is completely underrated. I
Mm-hmm.
am the type of guy that will just blatantly ask you certain shit. Like this conversation that we're talking about, I promise you, I will have had this conversation before me and the female even go on a date. Like before we even
Good.
sit down and break bread to with each other, before I even spend my money and you talking about you want me to pay for the first, all that shit, there's
Mm-hmm.
certain understandings that we gonna have before we sit down. And how you take care of yourself is one of them conversations we're gonna have. Because we are gonna have the conversation. When's the last time you got tested? How often do you shower?
Hmm.
Hmm.
Do you actually like wash your legs or you just let the soap run down? Like these are all conversations we really like legitimately gonna have
Yeah.
before we even sit down and break a meal. And I think that the problem is a lot of human beings are way too afraid of having these conversations. And then when they're confronted with the results of these, then oh, I didn't know. I didn't know. You did know. You were just too afraid to actually ask and speak about it. Because you noticed what she smelled like the first night you took her home when you took the panties, but you ain't say nothing. Because why?
There you go.
Got to see it through, my boy.
Mm-hmm.
Got to see it through. See, people be playing. Y'all playing games. Y'all already know what's up. You knew what she smelled like the moment she took her pants off. Matter of fact, you smelled it when she took her shoes off at your front door, dog. You think if her feet smell like that, her box ain't gonna smell like that too? Come on now. What are we talking about right now?
Shoot, you could kind of smell it before they even like strip off. You know what I mean? So once you get into like, I mean, if you're the man, you about to like, like get busy, like inside the woman's home, you could kind of like smell a little something. You know what I mean? And if something is like a little off, especially like you make your way in the bedroom, that will tell you something right there. It's like, okay, I made it first base. All right. Second base, we're going upstairs. All right. Okay. Third base, I'm up in the bathroom, right? About to, wash my hands, get myself ready, get the condom out there. Wait a minute, hold on. Something about that bathroom, man. It's getting a little strong, right? Up in here. Then you make your way up into like, the bedroom, trying to seal the deal, and it's like, you know what I mean? Like, hold on. What's going on up in here? Right? Smell like she haven't showered in a minute. Or something that's like a little off, you know what I mean? Well, from, my senses. So things like that, I get what you're saying, Watts, because like you pretty much want to save your precious time, just as a woman has her expectations and she want to save her time. I'm for sure some women will probably ask men, do you bathe? Do you wash or whatever? Or the ones that are a little bit more passive,
Do
if
you got hairy ass nuts, cuz?
right.
That is a valid question.
Hmm. It all depends on where your values are and what your intentions are. And so I really like where this conversation is
Mm-hmm.
going. Also, I'm not going to put all the pressure on the women either. Jay knows this story, but I went to a dude's house
Mm-hmm.
to hang out, and let's just say that this was in our first time meeting. We were just chilling, right?
Mm-hmm.
So I'm like, I'm doing my thing, and it's like, well, that's not supposed to be smelling like that. You could have at least got wipey or something. You know what I'm saying? There was like, and it was
Mm-hmm.
like almost this lack of respect. It's like,
Mm-hmm.
dang well that your shit has remnants of coochie still on that. You know what I'm saying? Like,
Hold on.
you smell that. So it's like for me, that wasn't like an oopsie. That was like a, oh dang, I'm one of those. Like I am just over here sharing
Okay,
this
yeah.
nasty shit. I'm
So
sorry, I'll stop.
respectfully, I have to ask. I
Yeah.
have to ask now.
Yeah.
Were there signs that led up to that and you ignored them, or was it just a surprise when it happened?
That was a surprise because we hadn't gone, like, I
Mm.
hadn't gotten there. We've, like, you know what I'm saying? There's been many conversations, many like cheekiness, but I didn't go there. In fact, he presented himself and claimed to be very clean and shit like that. So there had been conversations on that.
Yeah,
And
see,
Was he always
and
like
this,
cologned up?
pardon?
Was he always like cologned up whenever he
Yeah,
was
like
around?
all that. There was no question in that regard. My
Mhm.
thing was, it wasn't just a hygiene issue. It was like, oh, you know what I'm saying? Like, you didn't even have the decency to wipe your shit off. Do you know what I'm saying? Because
oh,
it
you
already
talk about
smelled
one
like
of
some coochie. It
those,
wasn't.
man.
Was that?
Oh, you talking about one of those? Oh yeah, that's a different breed. I don't got no, that's a different breed. I don't got nothing for that.
Yeah.
That's a
That's like
different level of
that's like
ignorance.
fresh from fresher fit type of breed.
Yeah,
No,
that's a
like,
different level of ignorance right there. Don't to be honest with you, what's crazy is sometimes I hear women that tell stories about some of the dudes they run into, and they just be like, "Yeah, no, I don't have no friends that fit that description that you talking about. Like, I just don't know where y'all be running into these greasy ass niggas. Like, some of these niggas just be weird. I don't understand where y'all be running into them. It just be funny to me,
well, this
cause
was a
that,
long ass
like,
time ago. A long
oh,
ass time ago.
but I promise
But
you, the
still.
same story that you told from a long time ago, there's somebody that has listened to knowledge and relationships that has that from 2023.
Is
I'm almost willing to bet.
what's it called? Dick cheese and goot grease? Is that what the terms are for that? For the nastiness?
That's
But you know what?
that's yeah,
I'm sorry.
that's ridiculous.
It is what it is, right? And then and yeah, it is ridiculous. But in regards to your question, M3, about the pH balance, I'll definitely admit I was even like married to a woman at one point, or in a domestic partnership with a woman for a few years. And even that, like, you could be fresh out the shower sometimes, and it's just like, also being a woman who has
Mhm.
irregular periods, I don't know when my periods are going to start. I don't know when it's going to be the lighter side of things or the not so lighter side of things sometimes.
Mhm.
And so, you know what I'm saying? Those, and then, like, just in the spirit of grown conversation, we're obviously dealing with body parts. So, as hygienic that you want to be, we're still, these are like, as beautiful as the vagina is, which it is, it cleans out, right? It has
Mhm.
to get rid of things. And
Mhm.
so it's, I just wish that people were more, I would say, realistic in that regard. Now, I have asked this question to people before. What do you do when you're in a position like that? And the go-to answer is usually like, hey, let's hit the shower real quick. You know what I'm saying? You both up in there making sure things are kosher, right? And
Mhm.
so I think that's probably a tip if somebody hasn't recognized that before. I've been in a position, actually, I really like somebody, let's just say that. Um, I regret having having intercourse with him, that even though it was a minute ago, I still remember it was like it was yesterday. Because
You
no, because it wasn't
remember a
like
struggle for
this.
this thing.
It wasn't like this moral thing. It wasn't like, oh, you shouldn't have. It was like, why don't you just wait, type of shit that was in my head. But I wanted it so much. Like, I was, dude, let's just say I was like, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
And and this guy, I had liked him for like years. You know what I'm saying? And so
Mhm.
I just wish that I listened to my intuition and not my booty hole. In that read, because
Okay.
I ended up I ended up
Yeah, I
being
should listen to my booty hole.
no, I should
Wait a
have
minute.
listened to my intuition and not my booty hole.
No, no, I get you, but you were saying at the end of what happened.
At the end of the day, I was like embarrassed because, you know what I'm saying? Just what I alluded to before, I didn't know certain things was gonna happen. You know what I mean? And so it was just this weird vibe, and I feel like it kind of dissuaded him from like wanting to talk to me after that, like honestly. And so I think, even though whatever, it could be whatever, but that's just like a very vulnerable moment that I can think of, that so that people don't think we're just up here saying people's nasty and stuff, you know what I mean?
No, I get you. Just that, I mean, I mean, me personally, it's like I encourage like anyone, right? I mean, if you're gonna do the do, just be prepared. You know what I mean? Like it doesn't hurt to like take a shower before getting intimate. Even if you want to take a quick one for like I don't know, like 10, like at least 10 or 15 minutes. Okay. It ain't gonna take that long, like just like wash up and get all the stuff out, from your system. Salutes Marcus, thank you for tuning in. If you want to
Why
come
is
up,
that not the
everyone.
standard?
Hmm?
Why is that not the standard? Why? What you talk about? It does. It should be bad to take. Why is that not the standard? What are we talking about? Why
Hey,
should
that's
Okay,
you
I
good.
have
not?
another
Why should I
question for
like?
y'all.
Yeah.
Why should I know? Like, see, that's the weird thing. Like, I've been around female. Like, oh my god, it makes my skin crawl. Honestly, when I hear it.
What?
I
You're
am a
just
person that
amazing,
likes.
okay? You and M3 are
I'm
just.
I'm a person. I like going to the gym. I like working out, and because I like working out, I like pushing myself. And when I do that, I sweat. And I've been around females that, oh, I like a man that sweat. It makes me super uncomfortable to come home from the gym and be sweaty, and a female be trying to get some from me. Like, please, just let me clean my dick first, please. Like, can I please? Pretty
But but
please.
but Watts,
It
it's a
makes me feel
different
super
kind of.
uncomfortable.
But Watts, like, okay, let me just elaborate a little bit, maybe just
Let
for
her have it, man.
the females behalf, right, on their behalf, because they do explain specifically why they love, like, okay, the gym sweat from a man. It's a difference if you're doing like maybe work sweat, or you just have like that natural sweat or the sweat from the heat and you're not doing anything. But it's like if you already, let's say you showered, right? Hopefully, like, for most men, you shower before you work out and you shower afterwards. But you shower before a workout and then you sweat because you work out at a gym, and women are seeing that. It's something about their pheromones. Like, I don't know why it turns them on. Maybe because you had shower already, but I guarantee you it would have been a different story if you did not shower at all and you had the audacity
Yeah.
to work out.
That ain't the same as booty funk sweat.
Yeah, it just
I'm
it
just
just hit
saying,
whiff.
if
Like,
you
the whiff
want,
hit
I'm
differently.
I'm just saying, if you want me to be conscious of you and your body and all of these different kinds of things, and you have these conversations with me about your pH and all of this, and like if you having these conversations with me, then you have to understand why I'm not about to give you dirty dick. Like it just I
Man, she want the
to me.
sodium in her mouth. There's nothing wrong with that.
Yummo. Nah,
If,
but see, he has
but
there
I
has
get
to be a comfortability, so he ain't
yeah.
comfortable with that. So
No, I'm
that's a good
messing with
point
boss,
for
but
him,
I
for that
understand.
perspective.
But But I do want to ask a real question, a very real question. As a girl dad, I'm listening to this conversation right now, and I'm wondering, like, should my daughters even be taught that the vagina is self-cleaning? Because I feel like that's sort of a crutch that gets leaned on. Like, oh, it just clean itself out. So some females feel like they don't need to do certain things to keep it clean.
No,
That's a
What is
good
y'all?
question.
it's a
There,
What up, Marcus?
so nothing goes in it that
Yo,
shouldn't
yo,
go
can you hear me? Can
clean.
Yeah, I can hear you.
you hear me?
Marcus,
Yeah,
what's
You
up,
yeah,
hear
I
that?
can
Marcus?
hear you.
Yeah, yeah,
Jay,
definitely. What's up?
were
How's
you
everybody
saying
doing?
something? Good.
Doing
Welcome,
good,
welcome.
Marcus.
Thank you for joining. Jay, were you saying something, Queen?
Yeah, could you hear me?
We can hear you a little better now.
I said it is important to teach your daughters this, so they don't put anything in there that because all these chemicals that have for women to, they shouldn't put anything in their system. So it's important to teach them it is self cleaning, but You still gotta clean. Yeah, you still gotta clean.
Using body safe
Yeah.
cleansers,
Never
natural.
douches. Never
So
that stuff.
no perfumes, none of those lotions. Don't put none of that lotion up in your
Anything
poochie,
that
and
you
don't
have
put
to
it on your dick.
insert in, no, is a no.
Um,
And what would be like the safest products like for JJ?
spit.
Spit, okay.
No. There's
Hitting the
there's
right
a lot of
spot in
different
it's
kind of
what's
baths.
worth.
There's oatmeal baths. There's vinegar baths. You know,
Flaxseed
but
helps. Okra,
a good hot steam
chia.
will do.
Okay, this is gonna be
I had a
uh,
question real quick for the ladies, real quick, if I may, ma'am three.
yeah, sure.
Is it true? Because I've dealt with some women right in my past, and they had summer's eve. Is it true that you can get what's that thing called again? A yeast infection or something like that from that
Yeah.
kind of stuff?
See, that's why I always think
Don't
it is
use that
important
shit.
to teach your daughters because anything that you have to insert to clean is not good for you. Those are not natural.
Mm.
You shouldn't insert anything to clean you. That causes yeast infection. Even colored toilet paper, even like women's underwear, depending on dyes, all that is the JJ sensitive.
Yeah,
Every
tell her
summer's
to
eve.
take spiritual baths and have your her mother, just show her how to take
One good
spiritual
way, like
bath.
Oh,
probiotics,
trust me, this is from an ex. All right, I don't deal with that no more. No, that chick no more.
one good way for a woman to detox her vajayjay is a lot of fruit.
Mm. Somebody told me that like you have to kind of swallow like a garlic clove. You don't want to chew it, but if you swallow it, just like maybe cut it like a little bits of pieces, and then swallow it one at a time. I heard that would be as weird as it sounds. They said like that also helps cleanse like the vajay part too.
Well, I know garlic is used like as a what do you call it? Garlic is like a strong medicine that's used like
Mm-hmm.
an antibiotic. So, I mean,
Mm.
I'm pretty sure vajayjay is part of the body, so I'm pretty sure it'll get cleansed. But I know holistic healing they use garlic as antibiotic, not really like a detox cleansing. But never heard
Mm-hmm.
that. Maybe you try.
Also, when it comes to garlic, this is just a tip for men to raise your testosterone, or if you want to have elevated testosterone, garlic is one of those too. It's really good for you.
Okay. All right, that's good to know. Wow, so hopefully
Awesome.
that was able to it was able to answer your question.
No, for sure. That was definitely. I've definitely received everything they were saying.
Hmm. My last question is that well, not my last, but my question is that okay, what type of cloth should women use to clean their parts?
Cloth. Well, okay, each woman is different. For some women, it's
Or
very
what kind of
sensitive.
tool? Because I know you said like certain baths, like an oatmeal bath or
You
with
got rose
vinegar.
water baths. A lot of women, the old school way, they did the what do you call it? The vinegar bath.
Right. But do you
You can
guys
do a
use like
variety of
some tool like to
herbs.
make sure like it gets in there, like you know what I mean, like to swish it
No, just
around a little bit?
regular like hot water. You know, like that's what I say, a steam, like those cleansing. You know how like when it's kind of like a vaporized, like you sit over it, and you guys ever sat over like hot steam?
Okay, okay.
Like if you ever got sick and you put your head in like hot steam, women
Mhm.
can sit in like hot steam. It's just natural water.
Okay.
I
That's
mean, the
good.
more stuff you put in, the worse it is for you for your vajayjay. You shouldn't put anything with chemicals, not even soap.
Mm.
And then in terms of
Well,
like a washcloth, hemp, anything that has natural fibers and of your choice. I'm sorry, what were you gonna say, Marcus?
no, go ahead.
Oh, I was just finishing up with that piece.
No, I heard the thing about fruit too is it works for both sexes because I've heard from not to toot my own horn, but when I've eaten like pineapple and mango and stuff like that and
Pineapple's a big
watermelon,
one. Yeah,
Hmm.
pineapple's a
it
big
it
one.
helps Yeah, it helps with the taste, if you know what I mean, of the fluid.
Yeah. Try
Yeah, it
sugarcane
does.
too.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah, pineapple's a good one.
Okay, okay.
Awesome. I love this.
You
We
know, I have
covered
a
a lot.
question for the men. Um, how do you guys feel about multiple orgasm for men? Like, have you guys ever, um, I don't know, like
Gone multiple rounds.
not multiple rounds, but like multiple orgasms in one round? Like, I know I think it's the Indians, like Kama Sutra and stuff. They teach men how to have multiple orgasms. Are you guys like, I don't know, drawn to that? Does that interest you? Like, I try to have my man kind of like do those exercises. It worked once, but like, something to work on. Is that like,
Well, I don't know. Us guys, we kind of just we explode like a volcano or an anteater.
Pretty
And it's
much.
all good.
makes sense?
That's just it's just how we do it, just to beat around the bush. You know what I'm saying? Just going straight to
Mhm.
it. So us guys are more simple. I mean, ladies, we
Okay.
understand you guys. We find out how the alphabet and the numbers go. Whether we do the alphabet with the tongue or just with our hand or maybe using our hot link or something.
Right, right.
Yeah. Yeah, the thing about oral sex is that there's no right way to do it. It's more like what does that person prefer?
Yeah.
And it's about communication and it's about that person enjoying what they're doing. And so you don't have to
Evening
think
Grace.
that you need to do anything specific. What's up,
I,
everybody? What's up,
I will
Queen
suggest that
Grace?
the undertongue is a popular one. That's a good technique.
I'm sorry. What was the good technique?
Practice
The
your tongue
undertongue,
muscles too.
the under your tongue, the undertongue. That's the softer part. That feels really good for a girl.
I'm sorry. Hold on. She said, "Damn, what did I walk into?" Hey, what you walk into, Grace, is
Love,
Nourishing
baby.
Relationships After
Love,
Dark,
baby. Yes.
hosted by Ruby
This is
Dog,
the
man. I
this
love it,
is the
Ruby Dog.
taxi cab confessions after dark.
Right,
You know,
right.
do you guys believe in telepathic sex? Or have you experienced that?
Yeah,
I
you
think I
talking
saw that
about
on
that
Demolition
mindset?
Man.
Yeah, she talking about that
Talk about
mindset
that one with
shit.
no, she's talking about that Sylvester Stallone, Sandra Bullock, Demolition Man shit right there. That Oculus shit. That don't happen.
I was going to talk about
But
that no Diddy, but
it indeed does
Yeah.
happen. It indeed happens. And it's
Yeah. Jean
spiritual and
Grey and
it's
Professor X.
amazing. I'd say it helps, let's just say. But that's another episode for sure.
I think that's
Everybody,
foreplay, right? That's like when you give him that look, like yeah, like you know what's going on. He's about to go down in the next room later. Yeah.
not it's more it's pretty much utilizing your mind, and some people astral project as they sleep, and so if you can get your mind to that, like I've literally have felt people inside of me when I needed to summons them, let's just say that.
Sure wasn't a bowel movement.
Oh,
it's like,
good one, good one. Nice.
I
I
gotta
like
give
that.
a
I like that.
Hey, I forgot to turn on my sound biz, but I gotta give a shout outs to man to
What's up, Braves?
to
Talking
Braves, man.
sense.
Hey, salute to you, my brother, man. Like, thank you for being on, because I know it's late on your end for sure. So thank you, man,
Much
for
love,
just
yeah.
tuning in. And everybody, please get the likes up. Grace says y'all got me blushing. So
Oh, Grace. We'll blush some more, baby, because we haven't even scratched the surface. I want to talk about so many different things, but does anybody else have another question? Because we've already been building for over an hour and it's way past my bedtime.
now, go ahead, show us your question.
Okay. Do you think um would you judge a friend of yours for liking to get pegged?
No, not really.
When you say that again, real quick, repeat that.
I said, would you judge your friend if you like to get pegged?
Would I judge my friend if they like to get pegged?
Yeah, if you found out that your friend like had this fetish to get pegged every Friday night, would you look at him some type
Every
of
Friday
way,
night.
or
Well,
Okay,
you know what I'm
for
saying?
one, why would I have to know that? And for two, I say like this, but mostly for us guys is it's an exit door, not an entrance. For my interpretation of it, because usually things come out when, especially after you eat something. So it's usually an exit door for me. So no entrance.
Okay, maybe I shouldn't have taken the
no,
question
you know what's
to
the funny
the
thing is that
11th.
like it doesn't really. I'm not moved or phased by it. If somebody that's like, because here's the thing,
But
right?
that's their business, so I don't really need to know.
But you know
Hey, if
the
y'all,
funny thing is that like I look, I had women like come up to me and told me, hey, they went from being a loving household married wife to becoming a hoe, and they wanted to be in the whole phase like in the age of their 40s. And I'm like, hey, well, congratulations, right? You do what you do. I don't care to know about it because you're not my woman. But again, I'm not going to judge or whatever. If you like chairs and horses and like long ass like legs and broomsticks or whatever get stuck up in your ass, like, hey, if it makes you feel good, prison style, you go ahead and do it.
Telepathically, it
Oh,
don't
oh,
matter.
oh! I'm sorry. That was you talking about telepathically get rammed up in
Get
the
pegged.
junk, right? Would that turn you on, bro?
definitely depending on the scene. See, the
Stop
thing
lying.
is that no, come on, guys. The thing is that I have no reason to lie to you. I got babies to feed,
So
but
you,
it's
so
like
right now you're a rule the peg master. Okay.
I could be depending on the situation.
No.
But it's not for everybody. I'm not saying that. I just wanted to know because there's a mentality behind it. And Mr. Best he was laughing and he said he would be judging. So, different perspectives. It was just a question.
He didn't say nothing about he would be judging. Hey, man, we don't slander people in the channels, man. I got your back, Mr. Best.
No, yeah, no, it's all good. And then the clue channel said Rue's
Yeah.
expression. Rude facial expression. I don't know what facial I'll do different ones. I won't judge you. My perception of you will change. See, it's like that's what I mean. Like people be. It's all good. It's all good, Queen. We know what you're talking about.
Mm-hmm.
Is Rue wearing leather? No, I'm wearing an apron. I'm very. I'm tapped into my
There
milfy
you go. I
vibe.
like
You know
that.
what I'm
Stay in that
saying?
The
kitchen. I'll
milkshake.
appreciate that
That's right.
sandwich. Yeah.
Hey, I'm down with all of that. You feel me? Ain't nothing wrong with it. This
Yeah.
is an amazing conversation. I just want to I have a question for you guys. What you too, Jay? What's the most unusual thing that you've masturbated to?
I'll let
Lady
you guys
J, you
answer
got to
that.
answer this.
Well, ladies first, because I'm a gentleman. So
Lady J. Okay, well, I'm gonna have to go because the question was, guys, what is the most unusual thing that you've ever masturbated to? Okay, since I'll go, since I'm participating as well. Um, the person that I had a crush on doesn't have like social media. And I know that he was doing this, like, he was pretty much teaching this. Let's say he was teaching this class that had to do a Bible study online. And so I looked up his Bible study class and I did it to that.
all right, let's go.
That was really specific. And I hope hope he never sees this video. I don't know.
Forgive
about
her, Father, for she has sinned.
Right. Oh Lord.
It was a good message. He did his thing.
It gave you the quakes and the shakes.
Hey.
Oh man, where's my
what, Queen? Grace said that she didn't know about masturbating till she was 27. Oh, baby.
You know, damn, I have another true story though, but it came out really awkward. Where's my oh my god sound effects at? Anyways, so I ain't gonna disclose like his name, or obviously, right, for obvious reasons. And
his name,
there was a guy I knew, right? And again, I'm not even gonna say like where he was from, right? But he was an older man. He's probably in his 50s now. But at the time, he was like in his late 40s. And hold on. Before
you do remember her question, right? M3, you do remember her question, right?
About yeah. Talking about. Hold on. Let me get to it real quick, right? Okay. The guy was like I say, he came up to me, right? I was working in his little store or whatever, right? Hold on. I know it's a possible moment, but hold on. It's not like
that. He didn't even know, but he ain't done with it.
It's not like that. It's not like that. The guy came to me and asked me like in pure innocence, right? And I'm only responding to like pretty much like, you know, like Grace's statement, right? Like, which again, this was like kind of awkward for a guy, right? And guys don't ever do this, like, you know, to another guy asking this question. But he was a guy that he didn't know anything about like masturbation or whatever, right? And he was like, he was definitely naive about it. He was like, "Hey, brother,
the voice,
you know, like I hear the term about masturbation." He was from another country, right? And I'm like, okay, what about it, right? And he was like I never knew like how to do it or whatever, right? And he asked me that question, like, you know, have you ever done it? You know, like, can you teach me how to? I was like, hold on, now you can put pause or whatever, right? I was like, oh, hold on, my
you're making it sound like it's the Force, like it's Star Wars,
right? Like it's like some type of treasure or something, right? I was like, bro, look, man, God bless him or whatever, right? Because, you know, again, he was a little off or whatever, in my opinion. But it's like, okay, bro, like,
I wonder what gave that away.
At the time, like, people, like, you know, talk about this, you talk about that, you hear all the stuff or whatever, and he's telling me as a grown man something that I don't even really care to even talk about, especially like with another guy or whatever. Some things you need to keep to yourself. But he felt open about it, and he was like, hey, you know, he just never did it. I was like, okay, well, cool, good for you. Much respect for you for, you know.
What's up, Mr. Bass?
Here we go. CSI. Here we go. You a victim. Yo, Mr. Best, the way he started that sentence, I was like, here we go. Dun dun.
Yo, y'all, what is going on with y'all right now? Yo,
M3. Yo, M3, that guy was like, teach me the ways, bro. You should have told him, subscribe to my Patreon.
Yo, y'all crazy, bro.
I was like,
man.
Yo, he's like, you ever heard of a channel called KNR? We go live every week.
Hey,
don't bring him over here. Don't bring him over here.
Nah, too late now. He's already watching.
No, you see, Mr. Best, you should have just typed in all caps, big pause on that one. I was like, whoa, hold on.
I got you right now.
That's hilarious.
I find the sound effects, right?
Hey, Mr. Best, I was trying to help him out. Like you know that scene in Jaws when the guy's like, watch out, the shark's coming around the boat right there. Like, hold on.
Hey,
about to hit that iceberg.
that Megalodon coming after him. Yo,
Yeah.
Oh my god.
I was like, again,
Oh.
she said she paused.
I thought he was just really gonna divulge some stuff, so I'm just listening. Like, all right, cool. What else? What else was it?
No, it just
So,
like
long story short, the guy erupted like St. Helen, Mount St. Helen, like the freaking volcano.
it's more like a guys type of thing where it's like, only guys mostly going to pretty much laugh about that stuff, and women going to be like, oh, what the hell is wrong with this person. But it's the way how he said it, right? As if like I could teach him the ways or teach him the force of it. Like,
I like how he sounds like he's a Jedi master teaching a Padawan how to do.
Yeah, you have to be in my shoes, right? To
Wait,
be
hold on,
honest.
hold on. No, the question is that we're not asking is what the M3 say after he asked him. That's what we need to be asking right now. What did you say after he asked you this?
You
That's
want
what
to
we
know
need
what
to
I'm
be
talking? I was like, hey, bro, like, only Palmer could teach you how to masturbate and do all that stuff, right? Don't look at me to teach you anything, right? But good luck on that part. And I left it just like that,
Wow.
I can't.
No, he didn't. He came back for round 2. He's like, hey, teach me again, man.
I'm like, look, Pamela and Betty would be your best friend, right? If you want to know. That's all I got to say.
All right, Marcus, how about you?
I think the most, you said the most awkward or
Unusual.
unusual one. It probably would have been like a teacher of mine I had in high school. Because I was like,
Nice.
this is I don't know if it's that unusual, because I know for young hung guys in high school like myself, it was like a horse, like Seabiscuit. Looking at an attractive woman who I thought, because I thought there was a couple. It wasn't just one. It was like, you can get it, you can get it. It's kind of like, Oprah getting a car. Like, you can get one, you can get it. So
Right.
I saw like 3 or 4 of them in the school I was going to, but there was one that stood out the most, and I just thought of her in my head, and I was like, late at night, you're pitching a tent. Next thing you know, you wake up, it's like a torpedo. So, boom.
That's what's up. Thank you so much, Grace, for supporting. You're amazing, and we love that you're embracing the after hours. We can't wait to hear your sex stories as well, because I'm gonna ask you. And thank you, Marcus. Who hasn't thought about their teachers that they wanted to bang? You know what I'm saying? It's really taboo of a subject. I didn't personally. I just kind of like, that it was just probably one of my porn searches, to be honest with you.
I will say this though, knowing what I know now after hearing M3's story, I wonder how it would have worked out if I went up to that teacher and said, "Hey, can you teach me how to?"
She gonna be like,
I would have been straight expelled or sent to the principal's office. I would have been done.
Chance. 50-50 chance, success or failure. There you go.
I don't know. I would have said like 30-70.
Right. Salutes to Grace to Grace. Thank you again for the $5 donation. And Grace too, like next time, like when you stream too, like if you have a cash out, make sure you put the cash out there too, man, because
that's right.
We're always down to help support the fam. As you give, like, I encourage other people to give back. Please make sure, oh, my bad, I forgot. Please make sure you guys, like, follow and subscribe, Embrace the Grace on YouTube. Look her up on IG as well too. Follow her, subscribe to her channel. And Beth says this stream is over.
And shout out to Smitty as well. Follow Marcus too. Marcus is an awesome supporter. I swear that every time I'm on here, I hear him on here, most of the time. So I really appreciate his feedback. And what I love is that we don't have to agree on the same things. You know what I'm saying? Like you could have a complete different perspective, but I really like that we can understand each other and hear each other out, and then like just respect it. You know.
Yeah, I feel you.
I'm sorry you have to go through that though, M3. I'm sorry you have to go through that in the past. So don't worry, you're
Yeah,
safe.
I'm sorry I went through that as well too, though. But hey, hopefully, like the guy, he lives and learns.
I got you.
Wait, M3, were you? I know we're laughing about it, but did you feel like he? I would say, hey, what's up, Smitty? Did you feel that it was like a molestation situation?
No, 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 no. That was no, no. That's far like from it. It was just more of like So the reason why I was laughing hard, right? Because it was like because I knew that like that guy, like, and I knew it was out of pure innocence. You know what I mean? It's like purity from a child, but in a grown man's body, asking like that type of question. So you can't help but to really. Well, I'm not gonna laugh like the. Yeah, I could. Yeah, I don't know if I did laugh like Adam. No,
Real, the moment that I think of that image now, I'm thinking 40-year-old virgin when that guy's in that office, taking that chick into to that Planned Parenthood, trying to find out questions. He's like, where does this go with the cervical throat?
Man, you
He
know
got it in
what?
his head.
I
it
just
just,
keep
it
thinking
just
about
makes
that
people.
sandbag, like
Yeah.
thinking that breasts are like sandbags or some shit like that. It was just that's a really good movie.
Mhm.
And so you know what, guys? I think also if anybody here has like children and the topic is your kids have questions, just don't be afraid. I grew up in a environment where they were afraid to answer questions about sex, and therefore I went and I asked like my friends and they did not have the answers. I tried to look for answers and I tried to look for love, and I didn't know
Mhm.
what sex was, but I knew that my body was going through changes so fast.
Mhm.
And I also started masturbating at a very young age, and like I said, I got in trouble for it. I wasn't told what I was supposed to do or how this works, or you know what I'm saying. There was
Yeah.
no guidance, and so I think that also we need to just be mindful that we don't know all the answers either, and we can't impose our sexual opinions on others. Like even as like raising children, I know that my whatever they have for themselves and their preferences, that has to do with them, you know. And I think also, as somebody who was disowned by family because of my sexual preference, it's like, how could I ever do that to a child that considers themselves to be queer or to be different? You know what I'm saying? And so I think
Mhm.
these are all really valuable topics to talk about, maybe in further depth on other occasions as well.
Right, right. Real quick, right? Let me I gotta put my disclaimer just for like YouTube purposes, right? So please be advised, right? Okay, that what we discuss is not political, clinical, financial, medical, nor legal advice. It's for information. Okay, oops, ooh, I dropped my ring. Information or and entertainment purposes only. Okay, make sure y'all smash that like button, subscribe, and share, fam. And also, please be advised that the opinions of our panelists, guests, and chat are not necessarily the viewpoints of knowledge relationships. We also know, like, look, this is knowledge relationships after dark. We're just all having fun. YouTube, don't try to copyright us or whatever in any kind of way. We're good. We're good with you, all right? Don't send me back to YouTube jail, all right? I ain't trying to go back, all right? But anyways, go ahead and continue. Thanks for everybody for being transparent. Love you, family. Um, Grace says it was. Oh, it was steaming when I got here. Okay. Wait, what? I don't know if she's responding to you or to us, but okay. But yeah.
All right. And I just want to thank Sister J for coming through too and
Salutes to her.
sharing her insight. Yeah, salutes to you too, Queen. And I think this was a really good first round, you know what I'm saying? And I think that we should keep this going because there's so many different topics I want to get into in terms of sexuality and my approach to it from my perspective and kind of like things that I've learned not to do.
Let me ask you one last question, right? And I'm going to digress from here, right? Do you think, okay, and this is probably, will you be okay, right? If men start using sex robots, like sex dolls, we already have, men already have like sex dolls, but I'm talking about when the female sex robots they come out and they start taking over your places or whatever, for the moment of time, will you guys be okay with it?
I don't think they could ever take the place of a natural human body.
Oh, you'll be
However,
surprised.
I would be totally open to that experience, especially but that's because I have like a more of like, I would say a big love perspective where I wouldn't be jealous of that. You know what I'm saying? And so I think sometimes when and you'd have to ask yourself that question if you're in that specific, I would say in that predicament, is it really okay with you? I would say right off bat, yeah, hell yeah. Like I would want to fuck one too. I want to fuck
Hey,
a guy one and a girl one.
hey, allegedly Elon Musk said
Damn.
like those sex bots, right, got that good bomb, you know what? So I know I can't say that on YouTube, but
Well,
you know what I mean.
yeah, I hear like a lot of adult entertainment industry people.
Hmm.
They do like moldings.
Yeah.
They do like a body sculpt molding, and they'll sell it to their fans or supporters that you know
Mhm.
they if even if they
Clonally.
yeah like they'll get like the whole hips in the bottom torso or like a full body one, and like the guy will go ham on it. Rest in peace to the mold, but yeah,
Why
so
not?
yeah, so I've heard it all. I've seen some of it. I haven't seen all of it, but I've seen some of that stuff. M3 for sure has been asked a few things, but you know, uh, I did have another question though. I did have one, and I only have it on my hashtag because last week it was brought up, and some of y'all were like laughing and like kind of capping. I'm not saying y'all up here on the panel, but other people. But when it comes to the bush, because I heard you guys talking about hygiene, I don't know why a lot of guys don't like it. I like a girl with a little lightning bolt or a palm tree, a little landing strip, like like the airplane going down the airport. You know, you know what I'm saying. So I don't know what people think about that, but I don't know what you guys think.
I prefer it. I like the aspect of hair. I don't want my partners to be necessarily completely shaven bald. I saw
Like
this
all
meme.
waxed out, huh?
Well, I saw this meme of this like toad, right? And it's
Hmm.
like it was like this is what a shaved pussy looks like. This toad just looked all mad and shit.
Yeah, I
It was
couldn't
all
help it when them three started
bumpy.
laughing.
It was all bumpy and shit. You know what I'm saying? Like, come on. And plus, it's like I get it. I
Bumpy like
get
a
it.
old cracked road.
I mean, it's just like you just have these little bumps from the hair follicles. You know what I'm
I'm
saying?
trying to tell you. A lot of people
So,
try to
but
like throw shade at the bush. They're like, listen, nothing's wrong with the little jungle
it's
bush, a
all
little
about your
yeah.
preference. That's it,
I like the
man.
little
That's
tickle, the little fuzz when it gets on the tip.
I mean, there ain't nothing wrong having like a nice little high top fade. You know what I mean? Like, I feel like as long as like it's nice and even. But the problem
All
is
right, M3, you're
that,
making it sound like you're trimming the hedges right now.
but the problem, but the problem is right, is that it gets rough around like what I mean, like the tip of it. You know
Talk
what I
about
mean?
friction
Like
burn.
hmm? You said
Talking
like
about friction
freedom.
burn. Friction
Yeah,
burn.
like that friction burn, man. It's like what's that material where it feels like you're rubbing on dang, I can't remember that name. That
Velcro.
like
Velcro.
Velcro. Like it feels like you're rubbing on that. You know what I mean?
Well, are you
That's
busting like an
cool.
Asian? You know, you know, like you're going all faster with them, or what? What is it?
I'm just come on, man. You know what I'm talking about. Some people don't like the. And he says the peach fuzz, right? Some people
Just don't
they
have
don't like
no
the
hair on the
Velcro like
booty.
type of feel.
Definitely don't have no hair on the booty. I think Grace said she likes hers bald eagle too. It's all about your preference. But I have a question for you guys too.
Yeah, that's right, Grace.
Do you have any like fetishes or anything that you're into now that you weren't into, let's say 10 years ago?
Fetishes. You mean like maybe dressing up or latex or something like
Whatever.
that? Maybe.
Yeah,
Basically, she's saying like
whatever
you have
that
a.
you're.
It could be anything. You could have like a foot fetish. You could have like a fetish for like midgets, like Von Erich. Has.
Yeah, the shade.
Like, dude, which is funny, right? Because Charleston White, he was like, man, like, I like my girls with yellow teeth or whatever. He has a yellow teeth fetish.
He just doesn't like that the white porcelain looks fake. He's just not attracted to that.
Yeah, he's talking about
like
the puppet, like the puppet teeth.
Yeah, like the Muppet teeth or whatever, right?
Yeah.
I mean, I don't blame on whatever. Look, I like the nationality of every person. You know what I mean? For every woman that I see, like I just like it all natural. So that's me, okay? But I don't like a fetish, man. Like honestly, like I don't know if a nice smile is considered as a fetish or whatever. But I like people like when they smile, whatever. You know what I mean? I think that's a beautiful thing. I'm not into like no feet stuff or whatever, or and I don't even think like that's gross, but it's like that is something that I just never like really understood, like because I had people that okay, hold on, I gotta be careful what I say, right? But I had people who came to me and asked me, did I knew any chicks or whatever that I could sell feet pics to, and I was like, I absolutely do not.
That you could sell feet pics to?
He was asked. This was like in the gaming community when I was in a tournament. So there was like a lot of weirdos out there, right? But the guy was so desperate, right? He was just mass, like texting anyone. He was like, "Hey, I saw you talking to this person. I saw you talking to that person. Can you hook me up with this girl and see and ask her? Can she like hook me up with some feet pics or whatever?"
Hey Ruby, you paid attention? Like you notice how M3 is like the weirdo whisperer?
No, hey, you know what? Well,
I personally wouldn't call them weirdos. I wouldn't call them weirdos. I just say they're curious.
They're curious.
I attract a lot of weirdos too. I'm a weirdo myself, so I get it. Yeah. You feel me?
But like I said,
but you know what? I'm glad you said that, M3, because I was not interested in feet 10 years ago, and now I get it. I truly get why people are attracted to it. That's what I mean. That's what, like, it's like, it might seem weird to you, but for someone else, like,
hold on. Why people are attracted to feet pics?
So I'm not attracted to. I like feet pics. I like natural feet. I mean, like just nice feet. But I'm talking about sexually. I would suck on some toes. I don't want to see no pictures. I want to suck on them things.
Okay, because I know, like, because
make sure they bathe though.
I hear stories after other stories, and I know for sure there might be like a OnlyFans like page where there's like probably dedicated to like feet. You know what I mean?
It's a whole community. Definitely. It's actually on the minor side of kink shit. It's the minor side of it, to be honest with you, or the lighter side. How about yourself, Marcus? As I'm getting judged by Mr. Intellectual Soapbox.
No, you know what? I never really understood for myself. Like I don't get I'm not really into the feet and the hands thing. I'm more of like I'm more like, if you got nice hips, nice butt, nice chest, pretty face, and then latex, maybe get some nice, little dress up from like Spencer's, get some nice kinky stuff. I've had things being put on me, like as far as like, how like lifesavers, like the chewy gummy like stuff, and I guess they put it on the hot link or kielbasa, whatever. You know what I'm saying?
Okay.
Stuff like that. So I've done things like that. I've done things where in public places. I like doing that kind of stuff too. Um, nice view. Maybe some chicken and then later some sex type stuff. You know what I'm saying? So
Okay. Alrighty.
Who likes some
You know
female
what?
bodybuilders?
I don't know about no China. I don't know about that, but she could flex, and I'd be like, I'll flex back, and then we'll just try to like, maybe wrestle a little bit.
Because the reason why I wanted to talk about that, because like I feel like, because honestly, man, like I'm always hearing comments about like, oh man, like that's not manly, that's not feminine enough or whatever. But like Serena Williams, for instance, she's not like a big bulky bodybuilder, but she got some swole arms, and I feel like she looked good. She got a
Oh,
nice like
definitely.
trunk, but for whatever reason, they have this perception that Serena Williams is just not pretty enough. Or maybe she feels she's not pretty enough because she's
She
tall.
got back. She got back. She got body.
She got camel back, you know what I mean? Or horse's back. But again, people feel like, oh, this person's too manly enough to ever be looked at as a woman. Where you actually have like a nice, swole female bodybuilder who got the 6-pack abs, probably more abs than all of us combined. Maybe a 12-pack. But
Well, the
again,
thing is like when it comes to Serena, right? They just say that because compared to the next woman that she plays against, they don't have like that build like her. Like they're all skinny. They probably don't have much curves. So they look at her like the imposing figure. But nah, I mean, shit, like she could get it too. Spray the club up.
yeah. Ray says, I love women with some pretty feet. Hell, I'll suck them some feet too, as long as they're nice, not looking like a cactus, So not as long as like, your hairs are not, around like your little toes are not all prickly up there. And as long as like not fingernails, your toenails is, on par, nice and smooth. Hey man, somebody will look on those pretty feet. You know what I mean?
Hey,
Real
So
I've
real
never
quick, Clue
heard of
channel.
yours.
Real quick, that last comment that Clue put, right? Instead of
Right.
yeah,
calling them long, long boobs, we call them sweet low chariots.
Sweet
sweet
little
low cherries.
chariots. I
Like a
like
chariot, yeah.
that. I'll have to
Mm.
use that when I'm admiring someone with sweet little chariots.
Okay,
And
okay.
so I think something else that I would attribute the foot thing to a lover that I had. I was actually quite younger than him. But he introduced me to that. I thought it was weird at first. I was like, why the fuck is
Hmm.
he having me try on all these nylons and everything, right? And then he would fuck my feet. And so I don't even have like the prettiest feet, dude. I have some big ass Samoan. They ain't ugly or nothing, but it's like you would think that he would like the little dainty ones, but he was just attracted to a lot of different things. And so
Some people say
he
that bigger is better.
I don't know. He loved a bitch's feet. He also introduced me to the pleasure of anal sex
Hmm.
and the fact of just like not even just needing to relax, you know what I mean, and being able
Yeah.
to let myself go in that way and feel uninhibited. So that's probably the benefit that I would say in having a more experienced lover, especially when you have body dysmorphia, because he helped me to get over that in a lot of ways, and I'm gonna have to share that on another episode though.
About the body dysmorphia part.
Yeah, and about
Okay.
how this particular set of events helped me to be more in tune with myself and accept myself.
I think that would be a cool like topic for like for next sorry, not Friday, for next Saturday, so people could understand like what that means first and get that mental image in their minds. Embrace the Grace says, now we are talking about my type of ish. Bigger is always better. And you know what? I'm glad that you even said that, Grace, right? Because here's the thing. No. Let her cook, Mr. Best. Let her cook, right? see, y'all boys, right? Y'all minister boys, right? We talk about like, oh, I want this woman that's like a size like 6. Y'all don't even know how to do the math right anyway. But then as soon as you see like a woman that's nice, curvy, thick, you know what I mean? Thicker than a Snicker bar, right? I mean, like, look, man, your stuff be going up there like, you know, like the stocks like that. You know what I mean? So let's not cap, man. Look, I ain't gonna lie, man. Like, you know, if I had if I had a choice, right, as far as like who I'm gonna like, you know, just like give kudos to, right? With the skinny girls or whatever, the one that just flat with like, you know, a Tetris block or whatever shape, versus someone that's big and voluptuous, bro, I'll give kudos to that. Look, I'm not saying be all like sloppy looking now, but if you big and you have like a nice like little figure shape or whatever, look, man, hey, most likely guys is gonna go after the big girls, man. The big girls be winning. And most of them know how to cook anyway. So I'm just gonna say it just like that. Some of you skinny bras, man, y'all don't even know how to cook.
Remember Drake's line in a song? It goes, "The ones that kind of suck you up and eat some lunch with you. I like my chicks BBWs."
Right. You know what I mean?
So,
I'm for sure Drake probably hit like, you know, at least like 10 or 20 or like, you know, different like, you know, women that's like maybe 250 and up, you know? So, and shout out to Drake as well. You know what I mean? He a G. And they ain't never here for those butts.
I love it.
Welcome to Knowledge Relationships After Dark. You know what I mean?
Definitely.
See, some of y'all guys, right? Some of y'all do folks, right, that if y'all met us like, okay, like this year or like late last year, y'all haven't really got a chance to experience like our Knowledge Relationships After Dark episodes, right? Because I'm telling you, bro, it be getting wild. Marcus, I know you was there, right? But remember there was a time we had the KNR After Dark series, right? Where we had a specific topic, and after that topic end, it just went way left because maybe one person, and usually be like those Twitch guys that be coming up there, and they be talking about relationships. And Mr. Best, I'm for sure you're gonna probably remember this, but it was this one guy, right, that kept going on and on. And I remember Mr. Best was trying to help out with his relationships. DJ Eddie King was in there too. All of us was just arguing, debating, right? And
wait. Was this when Sir Hale stopped by and also told him, "Young man, you got your feet up. You're talking to us right now with your feet hanging up."
Wait. That might
DJ Eddie was like, "Nah, man, that's not what he meant." Hey, DJ kept trying to vouch for the little kid. I was like, "Man, no."
Bro, like DJ Eddie K, he was like the lawyer.
And this guy, and listen, and this young man was a young college student, you know, making his way, and you know, he was trying to, but you know what I'm saying? I remember that stuff though.
wait, no, hold on, no, it wasn't the college kid, right? I mean, shouts to the homie Colin Mitchell or whatever, right? If you're out here somewhere, salute you.
It wasn't Colin. It was another guy. He looked. I think he was like Hispanic.
Yeah, he was Hispanic. I think, right? She said, "I only made one," right? Bro, like,
Mr.
and
Best
here's the thing. The funny thing was, like, it popped up in my wife's YouTube timeline. It just came out of nowhere. And I was like, we were just watching it, and I was like, yo, I remember that because Truth was up there. This dude, the story didn't make sense. And I was like, yo, play the tape back. And we literally rewind. This was the first time we reacted to like our own live real time. And I was like, nah, bro, you said this, and we got you on tape. Come on, man.
I think what gets me is when I hear you know, like there's certain people's presence and voices stand out more than others, right? So when I heard Sir Hale try to give him try and give him some wisdom and some game, it's kind of like, you know, when James Earl Jones is voicing Darth Vader, and you know some shit's about to go down. So when he said that, I'm like, you got your feet up, son. You're trying to ask these questions in the middle of the night. Don't do that right now. I don't know, something like that. So I'm like, listen, like. But like I said, we're not here to like throw shade or judge anybody, but it's just like that. that time capsule, that those memories, like the things that we've gone through. Like, and listen, I've been on your guys's, I've been in supporting you guys' channel for like 3 years now. I think just about.
Yeah, you're
So
you're like in a senior level right now, I believe. Pretty soon, and you're about to
appreciate that.
pretty soon you're gonna be
Get
off
it,
to college,
Marcus?
man. And damn,
Yeah,
Marcus, man, I don't
I'm
know.
not gonna ask about no masturbation though. So you're good. You're safe.
Yeah, I really should.
That's why you got your Samoan homegirl over here to do that.
Listen, I appreciate you, Rue. Hey,
Hey,
anytime I'm gonna need, hey, listen, all I need, hey, listen, if I gotta find out about some feet, you're my girl.
Come on, man. Or some
hey,
other things. I haven't even scratched the surface with you guys on what we into over
Oh,
here.
dang.
Let's just say this: the list that I'm not,
salute,
the
Daryl.
list of things I'm not into is much shorter than the list that we will try at least once. How about that?
Well, what are you not into, Rue, if I may ask? Since
Oh, well, sure. I'm not into children, animals, blood, and boo boo. I was
So you definitely won't be going to Dubai. Okay.
but well, P was on that list, but it depends. It depends. The P is the only one that I'll probably do that in the shower.
Okay. Hold on, real quick. I gotta show this to Marcus real quick and everyone else. Look, so that's the live stream. Look, the stream was called "What Are You Grateful For?" /KNR After Dark. So, damn, I always got
Awesome.
my head down. Hold on, let me fix that real quick. Damn, my head's still down again. Damn, hold on.
You were either taking notes or you were praying.
I don't know, man. I probably was like out there taking notes. You know, I'm always working, Marcus, right? So, but yeah, that was a bomb live stream. So, like, look, man, y'all could go check it out. Or matter of fact, I'm gonna go ahead and post the link, man, for you guys. So, yeah, y'all can check out yourself. But that was I don't know if that was like our first KNR After Dark series, but I just remember
definitely
like,
was a memorable one.
Yeah, definitely for sure, man. It was definitely a memorable one indeed. So excuse me. So yeah, if y'all click on the link, man, like that's like, where you could kind of find it, that little source. Hold on for a second. Let me just play it real quick.
Messing with shit.
Did I fuck up or some shit?
Oh, let me. Yes, you did. Yes, you did.
Hey,
that was the perfect way. That was the perfect way to unmute and go and start saying shit because he's like, "Did I fuck up?" Mr. Besco, yes, you did, son. Yes, you did.
Oh shoot! I can't believe I even did that. Hey.
Yeah, I like that. You should clip that. Clip that.
But yeah. Again, man, look, it's all for fun and love, man. But at the same time, it's like there's some things, man, you just do and you just don't do. But other than that, man, this was definitely like a fun topic, bro. Definitely appreciate you for just being you.
Hey, we have more things to cover. That's for sure. It's been a blessing. Thank you so much for this safe space. And if anyone has a complaint, just talk to M3 and Mr. Best and Marcus about it, because I ain't trying to hear that shit.
Oh, damn.
And again, real quick, Rue, what is your safe word?
Pickles.
Got you.
Oh, okay. I ain't gonna lie, I thought you were gonna say dick, but all right, yeah, pickles is cool.
No, because I'm gonna use that word a lot.
Yeah,
come on, M3.
But Grace says, yeah, that was funny. Yes, it was. So again, yeah, definitely.
Much love to everybody. Thank you to the people in the chat. Much love to everybody, for real.
Yeah, much love to you guys, man. Thank you guys for like just being here. Look, I know like out there in like in New York, it has to be what time is it? It's almost like 2:00 like on our side. We got 2 more minutes and it'll be like 12 like on the West Coast. So I know for sure it's like 3:00 in the morning in the East Coast. But hey, y'all rocking with us.
Thanks
y'all staying up late at night.
Guys.
Let me know if this was like a cool time like for y'all. So obviously it probably was, because man, people Yeah, I'm learning like a lot of like dark secrets from you guys and fetishes and all this in the chat. So keep it going. But he said, dog. He said, no, don't talk to me. He gonna be like, get off me, girl. Oh shoot. But yeah, Rue, you want to close us out, man, or you have anything else you want to ask, or what?
No, I just want to encourage everybody to just dig deep inside of you for real, and just be honor your feelings. And as long as you're not hurting anybody, then be as sexy as you want to be and fuck yourself as much as you can.
Absolutely. Hold on for 1 second, right? I think we got somebody up here. I think that might be Lady J, but just in case, right? I gotta always take precaution. Lady J, is that you again?
That's me.
What's up, beautiful queen? We were just sending our alohas and our love to everybody. Do you want to say anything as we outing this? I'm sorry, my brain is not working anymore. As we outro this.
Oh no, peace and love.
Hey, that's the best way to close out, y'all. So look, peace and love, blessings to you guys, man. Thank you for tuning into Knowledge and Relationships After Dark series. Again, this was episode 1 with Ruby Doll, and we'll be back, streaming again.
Definitely.
Saturday.
Shout out Marcus and Jay. Thank you.
Mm-hmm.
Yep.
Saturday and don't forget evenings. Pickles.
Pickles is my safe word. You guys need to think of y'all's safe word.
And make sure to use M3 as your advisor. He's the weirdo whisperer.
He's the masturbation expert, and I'm the foot doctor.
I'm gonna cut this out. Big, okay. Pause on that one, right? Big pause. All right. I know, masturbation expert. Okay,
I think this would have been the perfect time to be like, "Hey, M3, did you fuck up? Yes, you did. Yes, you did."
All right, everybody, we are definitely out there. See you later, guys.
Peace.
Knowledge and relationships.